Hello, my name's Glenn Vickery and welcome to my YouTube channel Kiwi Bushcraft and Survival, and today we're going to go into our next lesson on real self-defense, and this lesson is going to be about balance, okay, in more detail. Okay, so I've already spoken earlier about balance as far as we need balance, or basically I'll start like this. Balance is power, okay? If you don't have balance, you won't have any power, alright? So what I mean by power is strength, okay? You won't have any. And as explained in the last lesson, if somebody was to pull you off balance, as soon as you initially lose that balance, okay, and while you've lost that balance, okay, you haven't got it back again, you lose power. You can't hit. You imagine if you're falling towards the ground like that, okay, if you just let yourself fall to the ground, okay, you lose power, okay? Straight away everything goes up into the brain here, okay, and all you care about is regaining your balance. You're not worried about power anymore. When you lose your balance, all you want to do, naturally, is regain your balance. You forget all about power in your hands, or anywhere else, you just lose it, okay? And so it's extremely important that we maintain our balance throughout a fight, okay, or throughout a situation. We have to maintain balance throughout the whole thing. And that is one of the key priorities that we have to do. It's one of the fundamentals or foundations of self-defense. On the opposite side of the coin, we want to take away our opponent's balance, okay? Because if we can take our opponent, take away their balance from them, they lose power, okay? And if they don't have any power, they can't win the fight, okay? They become the victim, okay? Or they become, all right, they're going to lose, basically. So at all times, during a situation, we must maintain balance, and we must be trying to take the other person's balance from them. And this should be a high priority throughout. Now, so in the last lesson we explained that we needed to maintain our stance throughout a situation, and that stance is so vital because it helps us to maintain our balance. Okay. Now, there's two types of balance. One, the balance of our body. Okay, how well our body is balanced, okay? Actually, there's three types of balance, really, but let's say our body is one balance. We don't want to lose our balance from our body, for instance, okay? And the other one is we don't want to lose the balance from our mind, okay? We don't want our mind to be unbalanced. And it's very easy to unbalance somebody's mind, okay? And the other thing that you could probably throw in as part of the mind is our emotions. You need to be in control of your emotions during a situation, because if you lose control of your emotions, you're going to be unbalanced up here. You're not going to be thinking straight, okay? So part of unbalancing is maintaining our body, okay, our stance, all right, being nice and upright, okay, our body's upright. One leg in front, one leg behind, hands in front, and we're in a nice, comfortable position here, balanced. Our body's balanced. Okay. The next thing we want to do is we want to make sure our mind is balanced through our emotions. Okay, so you don't want to be getting all upset or all flustered or scared or afraid, because you'll lose balance. You won't be balanced in the mind, which means you won't be thinking straight. So when it comes to things like fear, you need to control it. You need to control it as best you can. And the best way of controlling fear is keeping control of the fight, or keeping control of the situation. Okay? And we do that by distance. If you maintain a safe distance from the other person, and they can't get a hit on you because you're moving and you're deflecting their attacks, or clearing in front of you and whatnot, as we've covered in previous lessons, that confidence will come to you in here, and you won't have that fear that the other person has, okay? So we want the other person to have fear, all right, because it's going to unbalance them up here. They're not going to be thinking straight. And we want to unbalance their body, all right? And so that fear is an emotion. Okay, the emotion is affecting us up here. And really the third one is a combination of all of that put together. And I'm going to ask Chris to come out here again today. So here's Chris. And Chris is I'll show you an example using Chris, all right? So, if I can swap slides, mate. All right, so what we do here, let's imagine that Chris has managed to get close enough to me. I'm like busy and I'm like concentrating in that, but he comes up, we're in a crowded room, okay, and he grabs my arm, okay? He grabs my arm, grab tight, okay? So he grabs my arm tight, and if I want to unbalance him, okay, I can just simply grab his hand, okay, and pull him like that. Okay, now I haven't hurt him, so, but I've unbalanced his body, so his body's come this way, right, and he's now unbalanced up here, okay. His mind goes from strength here, as much strength as you can there, as hard as you can, all right, so I'm unbalancing him here, and he loses strength here in his arm, and he's unbalanced up here. So I've unbalanced his body, which is unbalancing his mind, okay? And his strength is going from here up to here, all right? So at that point, when I unbalance him, I can now pull my hand out, okay, of his grip here, and then I can do whatever I want, okay? It might be I want to carry on the unbalancing, okay, and come up and hit him. Because when a person becomes unbalanced, the first thing in nature, the natural instinct for him is to regain his balance. So he wants to come back up like that, okay? Because if he's like this, it's very hard for him to try and hit me at this point. In fact, it's the last thing on his mind. The first thing he wants to do is regain his balance, okay? So he grabs my hand, I grab him, I pull out at the same time, okay? And from here, as he's coming up, I'll assist him. Okay, I'll assist him. If he wants to go that way, I'll go with him. Okay? So we can clothesline him, we can strike, okay? We can strike, okay? We can knee, okay? There's lots and lots and lots of things we can do, and we'll get into that in future lessons. Okay, so by unbalancing his body, I can unbalance his mind. Not all the time, okay? Sometimes we can unbalance the body, but we're not unbalancing the mind, okay? All that the mind wants to do, though, is regain balance. So this is fundamental to what I was talking about in the last, I think it was the last lesson, was when we play chess, when it's like playing chess, he has his move, that's his move, now it's my move on the chessboard. So he's had his move, now it's my move, okay, and I have my move, bang, okay, so I just had my move, now he's going to have his move, okay, and while he has his move, which is to not hit me, but his move has to be to regain balance. He has to regain balance, that's his move. So he loses striking move, imagine this here, he has his move, okay, I might have my move like just whatever, and he might have his next move and hit me. Okay? Whereas in this case, he has his move by grabbing me, I have my move by here, okay? I pull my hand out, he's having his move, and I'm having my next move as well. Right? So he loses a move. When you lose balance, you lose a move. Okay? When you lose balance, you lose a move. One, he's losing power, and he's losing a move, which means it gives me an extra turn. Okay, so he started, and now I've caught up. Okay, but in my favour. Right? Now, when you lose balance, you can also lose the fight. Okay, because if you lose balance, you lose power. Okay, he loses his move, but he can lose all the moves after that. Right? He doesn't get to have another move. I won't let him have another chance to get another move. Okay, I take his balance, and I take control of the rest of the fight. An example of that might be he grabs me here, okay? So here I want to move out of his centre, and I'll get to centre in the next technique, okay, or next video, right? Coming through into here, I take him off his balance, okay? Now, try and hit me from there, okay? So he can't hit me from here. It's very painful. Now, if I come up here and grab his fingers, I can take him up even more pain, okay? So from here, I gain control of the fight, okay? I might bring him around, all right, and choke him out from here, okay? Come up, do a rear naked choke, whatever I want to do. So he loses, as soon as he loses balance, all right, from here, as soon as he loses balance to here, all right, now he doesn't get another move, okay? He doesn't get another move. So, in this case here, he understands what's going on in his brain, so he hasn't lost balance up here, but I have made him lose balance through his body, okay? So, by doing that, by losing balance in his body, he's lost his balance, but I'm controlling it. I'm controlling his balance, okay? I'm controlling his balance. So, as you can see, when somebody loses balance, they lose power, and that gives us an opportunity of having an extra turn. And it comes back to a video or a couple of videos beforehand where a person's throwing a punch, okay, so this person might be throwing a punch at me, okay, and where I'm clearing in front of me, okay, as I step back or as I clear, I can throw him off balance. If I can hit this hand hard enough, all right, and connect with it with good timing, okay, I can throw him off balance. Now, when I throw him off balance, okay, I can then come in and attack, all right? It's that simple. So if I can throw this guy off balance, as soon as I see him go off balance, I can decide, right, I've got now time, if I've got enough time safely to attack, I can come in and attack, all right? So, that goes right back to prior, where we're using distance, a safe distance to our advantage. But remember, we're always trying to maintain our balance, okay, by maintaining a stance, okay. We're doing a number of things. If you step back just a tad, all right. So I'm trying to maintain a safe distance from this person. By doing that, I'm also in a stance, okay. Now, distance, stance, he throws a punch, okay, balance. Okay, so we're doing all three things of what we've covered. So 2 videos ago, we talked about distance, okay, so I can see the punch coming in, I can see the attack coming in, okay, and I can then maintain my balance, maintain my stance, so I've got good power, okay, when I clear in front of me, I've got good power here. Alright, I can clear very hard, I can hit very hard, I can attack very hard, I can pull back and attack, I can move. Alright, so I can do that, and obviously with the lesson we're up to now, as he's coming in, okay, I can take him off balance, alright, which is what I want to do. So as soon as I take him off balance and I've stepped back, I'm going to come in. If I've got enough time to safely get in, I'm going to get in. Now, it's only split seconds. You've only got split seconds because this person's priority, they realise they've stuffed up and they're like, oh, I need to regain my balance, okay? And you've got, at that moment, you've got time to get in, okay, when they've lost their balance. And so at that point, you might be coming in with punches, strikes, kick, push, grab, whatever you want to do, okay? But you're doing what we call, at this point, actually we won't go into, what I was going to say was closing the distance, but I don't want to go into that right now. I want to stick with the balance. Okay, so, actually no, I will go into closing the distance. Okay, just step back a bit. Just very briefly, when we have our distance apart from each other, when you come in to somebody, that's called closing the distance. Okay, when we close the distance. Now, when we do close the distance with our attacker, okay, we want to do it as safely as possible. We want to get in here as safely as possible where we can hit them, but they can't hit us. The best time to close distance with somebody is when either one, they're not ready for it, okay? And we don't want that happening to us, which is why we're always aware of our surroundings, okay? We want to close in quickly, again. Hopefully they're not controlling the distance between us and them, okay? Whereas we do, okay? We do control that distance between us and them, so we want to close the distance when they're not. And the other one is where if we close the distance, we want them to be unbalanced. Okay, for instance, he's throwing a punch, I unbalance him, and then I close the distance. Okay, so you're always trying to find a way of getting in and closing this distance. Another one that we do, or I do quite often, is you want to trick this person up here. Okay, you want to trick them to get in close. Okay, so I might come in and I might just, oh, hey, how's it going like this, and I'm in close. All right. So there's different ways of closing the gap or closing the distance. All right, and we'll get into that more as we do techniques in the future. But that pretty much covers balance in a nutshell. Well, not really. There's a lot more to it, but 15 minutes it goes pretty quick. So I'll do one last thing actually with distance. Or balance, sorry. Let's imagine that this guy here's grabbed my arm. Okay, he's grabbed my arm here, and if I want to grab tight, okay, he's grabbed tight. If I want to get my arm out, it might just be right, and then I can move my arm out. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm unbalancing him here, not touching him, just unbalancing his mind this time. I'm not unbalancing his body. Okay, so grab tight. Okay. Alright, and I can pull out. Alright, so I don't have to use maximum force when I pull out of here because I'm unbalancing him, and that's taking his power away from here, and he's going, oh, the brain's going, danger, danger. Okay, and it's like the strength goes from here, and he has to realise there's something danger going on. The brain takes over, and I pull out. Okay, so it's just a simple matter of that's unbalancing the brain. Right, so we can unbalance the body, we can unbalance the brain, we can unbalance the body and the brain, so you can really play with it. All right, we can unbalance his emotions if he's getting all worked up and things like that. We can unbalance him there as well, which is unbalancing his brain. Okay, making him think different things. So anyway, I'd like to thank Chris. Appreciate your help today, and I'd like to thank you guys for coming along. I hope this has helped you. We'll get into the next lesson is going to be all about centre, what we call centre. And subscribe, like, comment, and thank you for coming along, and we'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.